Oh, hi Joe.
Hi, how are you?
Have a seat.
Thanks for having me today.
Thanks for coming
Let
in.
me just turn my phone on to silent before I forget. Otherwise we'll end up with
So thanks for coming in. I know you're super busy. That's why we could only make it in late in the afternoon. Just before we get started, just a couple of little housekeeping things. If you do need to go to the toilet, we should be here about half an hour. So
Yep.
if you need to go to the toilet, it's just up around the corner there.
Yep.
I saw where you parked, so if there is any emergencies going on this afternoon, hopefully there isn't. Our meeting point is just up to the left of where you parked. If you are in need of a cold drink of water, there's a water fountain just around the corner.
Awesome. Thank you.
So you're here today, so we can talk a little bit more about what we're talking about on the phone as training your young fella Sam.
Yep.
So do you want to tell me a little bit more about your business, your organisation?
I work in our family business. It was my dad's mechanic workshop. We currently have just a small mechanical company.
Nice.
My husband works there now. He came in and took over from my dad many years ago. He works out obviously on the floor as the lead mechanic. We have another mechanic who's been with us for about 10 years now, did his apprenticeship and has just stayed. And I work in the office, so I do all of the accounts and the bookings and all those sorts of things for them. Getting a little busier at the moment, so when Sam left school, as he did, we took him on board as just somebody extra who could just sort of help out a little bit, because it's been a little bit busier this year than we've had previously.
So forgive me for asking, but what kind of ages are that's your husband, the other mechanic, and?
So hubby is 40 at the moment, so 43. The other mechanic's at 30.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's
so
a
he's
nice
quite young.
range.
He came in when he was 20. Our new Sam, he's almost 18. I think he turns 18 next month. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And he's driving yet?
Yes, he is, which is fabulous.
Okay.
So, yes.
So how would you describe what Sam actually does for you?
Okay, so he does a couple of things. He works in the office with me sometimes. So if I go out on lunch, he will step in and take over answering calls, taking messages, doing some bookings, not a lot of bookings. He tends to take messages and I do those. And then he predominantly sits out in the workshop where he can and helps out there. He does, I don't know, he sweeps, he empties the bin, he does the tidying. He puts stuff away, so if he gets stock in, he might go put that out the back. So he's starting to learn, I guess, where things are and what they are, which has been handy. He's got some mechanical knowledge, not a lot, which is obviously why we're after some training. I know hubby would like him to have a better understanding of sometimes what tools he's asking him to get. But yeah, he's probably out there, I'd say 80% of the day, and just been with me about 20% of the day.
So he's been with you for how long now, would you say?
So he left school in April.
Yeah.
So he was in year 12 and school is certainly not his thing. So he left school and has come to work for us since April, so we're in now October-ish, so about 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's been with you full time, and
Yes,
you're
yeah,
quite happy with his performance so far?
Oh, definitely. That's why we want to give him some training and just see if we can get him to
He can turn up on time and
he's
doesn't mind
fabulous.
hanging around after hours?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that's good. Now, you did mention that Sam might have had a little bit of a trouble at school?
Yes, school definitely wasn't his thing. He did pass year 10, so he was okay in year 10. Year 11, where it got quite academic, wasn't his thing.
Okay.
And so really struggled last year, and this year his parents decided just to let him come out so long as he could find a job, so we gave him the job.
I don't know if you know, but most training organisations like ours, we offer it's a literacy numeracy, basically a test. We don't like to call it a test because there's no right or wrong, but in conducting a literacy and numeracy test, we can ascertain where Sam lies in that. Does he need help? Does he not need help? Is he perfect for the role? Does he need? Is there any verbal communication, oral communication or written communication? Does he struggle at adding up?
Yeah.
A lot of these skills are quite vital in the mechanical job.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want him to be able to write out a repair order and clock down how many hours he's done, and we want you to be able to read what is written. So generally before every course we do this test, on each student, just to ascertain that everybody's on a level playing field.
Yeah. And what happens if they're not? I mean, I know that he can take messages, does struggle a little bit with his spelling, but what happens if he's not up to par?
That's where we really come in and help out. What we'll do is we will conduct this literacy exam, and let obviously or if Sam's over 18, I guess we'll be talking directly to Sam about what kind of help or training or what little side courses that he may consider to bring him up to speed on what we would deem a competent level to then attend a certificate course. It's quite a relaxed environment, so there's no pressure of, because you don't know how to do something, it's not your fault. Where our teachers are lovely, they brought some people like those overseas students that come in and they really struggle with their literacy. We bring them right up to a level 2 or level 3, and then they're quite capable of passing even a full apprenticeship. So there's definitely no worry there. Excellent. And by the sound of it, if he did a reasonable job at year 10, he should be fine. But like I said, we test every student, so we want to know where they are before we throw them in the deep end and expect what we expect as a competency-based commitment. So as we did discuss on the phone about a week and a half ago, that what I think you're trying to ask for is like a pre-vocational course, something that just gets Sam out on the floor, safe, and helping the guys out. With that, we do have one package that we've been working on for a little while now, and the units in that package we're trying to really isolate and select the right thing for small businesses particularly, because we know staff are expensive, and we want our students and your employees to give you all the value they can. The unit we've been working on at the moment is just let me look it up. I've got quite a few units I've been going through lately. It's called a automotive certificate. It's
When you start again and talk, that's a course.
That's a certificate though.
You called it a unit 3 times.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Just start with okay, here it is. This is the course that we're doing.
Okay. The course that I think will best suit you, the one that we've been building lately, is a certificate 1 in automotive vocational preparation.
Okay.
Now I know those 3 words don't really sound like much, but automotive preparation is the real key here as to what we want to build for you. If you, I don't know if you've gone through with your husband of some of the tasks you think might be required.
You did give me a list.
All right.
Okay, let's have a look.
Let's go for it.
He wants him to be able to take wheels off cars and put them back on. So
yes,
they're doing a lot of work behind there. I don't know. Trust me, I don't go out on the floor. But he wants him to be able to take them on and off. He wants him to be able to look at batteries, change batteries. That's another common thing. Wiper blades, brake rotors, just sort of, I guess, a bit more.
Okay, brake rotors are a little bit advanced, but.
Okay. Well, that's what he's written down.
Well, as part of the certificate that we are building, one of the units of competency is actually brakes, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
And it to me as a qualified mechanic as well as doing teaching now, is brakes is something that if you're trained really well at them, you can do them very efficiently, and they generate a lot of in-house money. So not that I'm trying to build the whole package on your business making money, but we all want to grow our businesses. Let's face it, that's why you want to put Sam through some training. You want him to be competent, you want to get him out on the floor, and you want your tradesmen to be working at full speed without hindrance.
Yeah.
So a couple of things. Actually, I'll just show you a couple of things I've brought with me today.
Mm-hmm.
These are some of the skills that will come out of this certificate one, and you actually see I've got some of those directly highlighted of what you've got on your list, which is great to know. The batteries, the wiper blades, another assisting basic assistance in your workplace activities. This is actually one of the core units in this certificate, and what it builds on is just sort of listening, being observant, and working under instructions with your mechanic, and understanding basic hand tools, directly taking wheels off. One of the things we do want Sam to learn is from your husband or your other mechanic is how to safely put the car on the hoist.
Mm-hmm.
So once the car is on the hoist, he can then do supervised work. At this stage, this course is not particularly designed for him to do unsupervised work. So just working through those other things is, as you can see, one of the stipulations in that course is this course is designed for very minor service.
Mm-hmm.
It starts at the very bottom of where mechanical education would be. So in regards to his training, what we're looking for is an overall package, and to get him to us to learn something safe and back to you. Have you and your husband considered how any training might come about?
No, I know that we don't want to go straight into an apprenticeship. That was one of the things we had initially thought about. But that requires Sam to be gone a lot. I know the last time we put our last apprentice through, he was at block training.
It does, yes.
A year.
And you have to bring in extra staff to cover that, especially in those busy times.
Correct.
And the block training doesn't always offer a lot of flexibility in when they go away. So the closer to Christmas, obviously, when you're busy, you want staff to be there.
Yeah. So I think that's all. I mean, my husband definitely wants some skills and the basics, enough that, you know, at the end of the course, if he's really succeeded and he's enjoyed it, we might put him through an apprenticeship.
Okay.
It's just, I guess we need to see him actually do some proper work. And before we put him through an apprenticeship. Okay.
Well, there are several ways we like to train people, and this will all be in the package I sent to you in a couple of weeks. I just got to do a little bit more research for you. What we like to do is what's called a mixed mode. We like to combine several training strategies and bring them all together so we can provide the best means of short and quick delivery, education delivery, and then some ongoing sort of staggered education. And if required, some of the courses just near the end we'll do like an end of term exam, let's say, requiring some hands-on activities at our training organisation, and some revision theory. These are generally built from anything from the block release to a day release, on the job training. It can all work together. There's no reason why you would want, especially with Sam being such an unskilled person at the moment. I don't think a large block training is going to be the most advantageous strategy for you. If we can give him the skills in the beginning, and then get him back in the workshop so he can start working with those skills, and then maybe bring along some workbook techniques or some face-to-face tuition with our trainers. One of the strategies we do like doing is doing a short block training, like a 4-week block, and work with you as when those blocks are available. We do have several block releases during the year, and presenting with a workbook with your husband and Sam can work through, or your other mechanic, and then we bring on some face-to-face training where our trainers can come out. We liaise with your husband and yourself, and with Sam, and we build on that training that your husband has already worked through. So we give him tasks. We also want to see that he can accurately fill out his workbook, because if he can't give us that documentation, we can't show that he's actually done the work at the end of the term that we've deemed. Normally, this certificate 1 takes about 6 months.
Okay.
If there was some extenuating circumstances, like Sam's literacy or numeracy skills, we can push that out to allow for adequate training to bring him up to that level.
Okay, awesome.
Is there any other questions you might have on your mind at the moment?
Probably the only one. I guess we're in October now. Can he start any time with you guys, or is it?
No. It's sort of like getting your tax done every year. It always starts at a certain time.
Yep.
Generally, it's going to be a January, February start, pretty much as the school year starts, and then another course starts in the end of June, July.
Okay.
For a short course like a Cert 1, Certificate 1, that's how we run them.
Okay. So we could possibly have him starting in a couple of months in January.
You could, yes.
Excellent. Okay.
Along with the package, I think you're really going to like. I'll try and get some further information about budgeting, what block releases and day release I can come up for you, and what combination you might best work for you and your husband.
Okay.
And I'll also try and do some research for you about if there are any government incentives. Being a short course, there may not be. A lot of the government incentives are aimed towards a full apprenticeship. But small business, the government really likes to help small business out. So we'll see how that goes. I might even shoot you an email or two as to some government sites you might be able to do some of your own research, so I don't have to invade too much on your financial aspects of your business. A couple of things I will need is obviously some training information that your husband has passed, so we can establish his core skills level.
Okay. So just his trade certificate.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
If your other mechanic is willing to shoot us a copy of his, that would be great.
I actually think he'll probably be a better teacher than I am. So there's probably more patience being
and just that high school certificate or year 10 certificate that Sam has.
Okay.
And we still, regardless of how Sam is at the moment, we still will individually test every student. It's a really simple thing. So don't let it scare you, and don't let it scare him.
Excellent.
So yeah, the next thing you'll hear from me is an email, and with that, like I said, with that the Cert 1 in automotive, and hopefully you'll love what I give you.
Excellent.
Is there any other questions for me?
No, that's it today.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Joe. Thanks for coming in today.